multitasking doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. Human beings do not have the capability of multitasking. What it is, it's some, millennial Gen Z type of concoction that they came up with, that they're like, well, I can multitask. Like the same way that a computer does. Human beings have the ability to multitask. We don't. We do not. We have the ability to do one thing at a time. We have the ability to be thinking about different things while we're doing it. But then what we find is that as we're thinking about these other things that we're doing, or thinking about these other things that we think that we should be doing, is that it takes away from the quality of the content of what it is that we're doing right in front of us. And so then what winds up happening is you're thinking about these other things as you're doing this, and then you feel like you've reached a stopping point on this, and you go off to those other things, and you come back and you look on that thing that you were working on, and you're dissatisfied with the quality of that product. And the reason for it is because you might have been doing it, right? But you weren't really doing it. You were physically doing it, but all of your conscious faculties were on other tasks. And then becomes this vicious cycle. Okay, because now you're looking at the thing that you spent this time on and you're dissatisfied. Now you're going back and you're having to like redo it, right? Now you're redoing it and you're like, well, why didn't I do this right the first time? Like I'm such a total failure. Like I can't believe this. You know what? If I'm failing at this, I probably am failing at the other things. And then you start thinking about all the other things, and it's like, I need to do this. I have to do that. I better work on this now. And then you're just repeating the same thing that you did before, and then you go on to those other projects, and you come back, and it's like, fuck, why couldn't I get this done? And the whole problem with it begins right here. Just do one thing at a time. And when the thought comes up, like I should be doing this, tell that thought, no. I reject that. I'll get to it at some point, but I know, because I can look on my calendar on my phone, it tells me that from this time to this time I'm doing this thing, and you can tell your brain no. And then what happens is that when you're working on that task, you'll notice that quality is something that you look at and you can say, I'm satisfied with that. I did a good job. Moving on to the next thing. But multitasking doesn't exist. It's fictitious.